So let's say on this surface, we would like to place a new cube on top and then construct an object inside. And for this power adapter, that will be the housing actually for the power plug. So let's go to here first. And let's say we start designing roughly the look, how this maybe should look like. Okay, so, and maybe I would like an arc or something like this. So this is just a very quick sketch just to understand maybe some of the proportions or dimensions. Nah, I don't really like this arc. So maybe more rounded corners like this. Okay, so let's say this is actually good. So I will retrace myself this now with a more accurate line. So it comes up, bends over, and flows into this line. So how do I actually get this over to the other side more accurately? So let's practice a little bit of mirroring techniques again. It's all up to figuring out where are maybe similarities. So for example, here we can draw a diagonal and a diagonal, okay. And then here, for example, we could see this cuts at that position. Here we have a midpoint. Oh, look at that. See, this red line lines up with this red blue line. So here's actually the other side perfectly mirrored over. But now how do I get this one to there? So again, a little trick about the mirroring. We simply, in this case, make use of our midline. You see this corner edge connected to where it cuts the surface. It will cut that midline. And if I connect it to here, this line at one point will be there. So also to get the correct arc, I can mark this point. And you see actually here it starts more there, so a little bit lower. So okay, so then what I would have to do is come from here and try, for example, to draw it this way. I'm close. Okay, again, we are in perspective sketching. We are not in CAD, so the idea is try to get something as close and believable as possible. So how do we now transfer this actually onto this face? So let me see, which layers do we have? Okay, good. So on this layer, there, I can, for example, draw a line down and draw a line down, because then I transferred that square I see on top down to the bottom. And this is on a different layer. Hold on. I would like to get rid of that. No, that's diagonal. Actually, I keep. That's good for the midpoint. So there are always really multiple ways how we could do this. I drew this one line down, so I kind of can visualize maybe the overall lower surface. And I can draft this on the bottom of my cube, or I can also draft it right onto this part. This actually makes more sense because my object will be extruded out from this surface. So let's say how maybe this could fit in proportionally. So I'm just trying to eyeball something right now to just kind of get a feeling. This feels too white. So yeah, maybe something like this. Yeah, plus minus. Okay, good. So I will actually do it that way. So over this quick thumbnail I created there, I will draw this one line here, a little bit stronger, and then to the vanishing point I will draw this line, and maybe here in the back. And now I have to figure out where is actually the other line. So again, mirroring techniques, we can find actually the diagonals here, there, and there, and then with these diagonals we found the midpoints, and from the vanishing point towards this midpoint we can draft a line, and let's see if there is anything we could use. Oh yeah, it nearly does. See, there it cuts actually. So to that vanishing point, there it cuts this diagonal. Perfect. So from there to there, and this time in black, there's our square. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Does this feel proportionally similar? Nah, a little bit too wide. So let's start shaving off a little bit. So what we will do is, let's go maybe to there and draw this line. Okay, we can erase this. So how do we get this over now to the other side? Because you see it does not actually touch the diagonal anymore. So what we could do is go to one corner point and maybe draw a line through there, so through this point, and you will see that it will cut our midline at one point there. So that means from there to there. Now I will cut actually this gray line, and there is actually now our new edge. So from there to the vanishing point there. Okay, we can erase this. And this is actually now maybe a little bit too narrow, but okay, let's keep it where it is. Okay, good. So some cleanup. Perfect. So we could actually project this over to the top. So I draw it this way, and also there and there. So I could have done all this on the top face. I'm just doing a little bit of extra drawing to show you kind of like how certain drawing techniques could work. And I will end up with the same result, just with more steps. So this one goes up to there. It's actually not bad that I did it this way, because you start seeing how actually that surface up there will look very, very different, because it will be smaller already. So it will cut there, and coming from there I will cut there. Then let's bring this over, bring these up to there, to there. There's one edge, There's our other edge. Zoom in. And there we have that surface. Okay, so you see the lower square projected up to the top surface. And you see size-wise, it actually changed a little bit. And to double check, if we draw lines down, they all have to touch the corner points. A little bit off in the back as it looks. But otherwise, it's pretty close. Okay. So I will simply erase all this lower stuff because I don't really need it. It's more drawing exercise to show you how you could actually start from the bottom if you want to. But it will require a little bit more drawing, and maybe more drawing than you want to do, because again, the more you do, the more mistakes you could make. So how do we now create actually this surface up? Well, we have to create a box. That's the easiest part. So let's draft up a box, a nice height, maybe like this, okay. And there, and then actually we can draw from there to the other vanishing point. There. There, and then we have to do our last edge there. Okay, and if that is correct, draw a line down, it should touch, and it does. Okay, now actually that whole area gets a little bit dense, so let's see where I can't remove some things I don't really want to see right now. Yeah, nah, let's keep it this way. Okay. And let's clean this up a little bit more. Okay, so perfect. Now we have actually this part. Let's see what layer was my small sketch on there. So we can see, let's measure blue line, maybe there. So there's kind of the midpoint, so there, this nearly feels like a quarter. This feels like 1/2. This is actually also 1/2. This actually here feels like 2/4, and this is 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4. Okay, so with all this, we can go ahead and try to draft in all these different parts. I will pause actually for a moment because it's just mundane drawing stuff, and then I will come back. So here I'm back. I have most of my elements constructed. You see here I made use of my diagonals to even the distance of these two lines out. And I have to now create the arc. So I will come, draw towards there and flow in there. So nice rounded corner. And common mistake is, oh, nice rounded corner on this edge. Wrong. You see actually where this cuts the diagonal and where it cuts the diagonal. So this actually, because you see this is a very wide angle. So the arc is nice and big. The angle here is very small, so it will be very pinched. So it will look more, whoa, too slow, more like this. And that's okay. that's really the way how it will look. So get used to that these two corners in a perspective drawing, when you round them, can look very different. What's closer to you will look wider, and what's further away and to the side will look kind of squeezed. So let's put this one back. Whoa. Still a little bit too big. Maybe let's keep this at the moment. There. Okay. So how do I now get everything up and project it onto the top face? So this is actually not very difficult. We have a lot of elements already. So here we have edges, and as you can see, there, and there. Hold on, actually I will do this onto a new layer with a different color so you can see the steps better. So project it up, and project it up, and up, and up. But the ellipses. So we need also our diagonals. They're very helpful. So here I only need this little part, because then from there straight up, there's that point. So 1, 2, 3. And I need the other ellipse there. So let's try it. Okay. And then from here up, whoa, maybe there. Okay, so you see that it gets a lot flatter. And then actually we can go ahead and try to ghost this in there, and then it has to go back. I will actually turn smooth draw off this time. I think by hand this will be easier. Yeah. And then from there, nope. Maybe. Yeah, nice. Okay. So, and then the rest will be basically the same, line up and a line up. So that will be kind of there. So we have this line, and we have this line, this we have, this we have. And then how do we find actually this point? Again, there we need a diagonal. Should have maybe kept this diagonal a little bit more. So let's draw this one down maybe a little bit, because then from there straight up, there is that point. And then here maybe a line up, and then on that face, the diagonal, there you see it cuts. So there we have already the other lines. Okay, now we can actually ink the parts we see better. So this one we see, this one we see better, and there, this one, this edge, this edge, this edge. Oops. And let's go down to here and there. Also there we would see it. And let's bring this one back and flow in. Perfect. Yeah, there we have it. If we want, we could actually say, well, this should get a little bit small. So, because it's still actually in hard edge. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what we can hide. So you see actually that shape Oh, we forgot that one edge there. Ghosting, and then draw the line in. See, even with a Wacom tablet, you should ghost. Get the angle, observe your movement, and then once you feel it's good, just draw it. Okay, one double check. I noticed a line here is not very good. There. So, I will actually recreate this top part now actually with gray and just clean it up a little bit, because let's say this is all our construction drawing and I would like this to be more clean. And interestingly, I felt these lines here weren't good, but as it turns out, they are actually good. It was just, I don't know, it just looked to me wrong, because these two edges, they actually have to be on the same ray, and actually they are. But to me it came across first that they were not. So there and there, okay, there. No, you know what? I will show you actually with this little element again, a small demo in line weight, and how with line weight we can make objects readable. So this one goes on top. So this can go for the moment. Hold on, I have to delete this one and this and this. Okay, so now I know what's left. So the red one, okay. See, this line actually can go and then actually has to go down. So while it goes this way, also here in this area, the line has to flow down nicely, smoothly into that vertical line. And here at the bottom, the same, this comes down and then zip, nicely flows into that line. So you never have pinch transitions. Also here, so it comes from there and flows in there. Okay, good. Let's take a look. Let's hide all the stuff we also don't need there. So, interesting shape. We really have no idea of what we're looking at. And again, the main reason is because I only put down the boundary lines. They help me to roughly understand where the object maybe is, so the over proportions. It does not help me to really understand how the object really looks like. So I should actually in this case bring down some extra lines. So for example here, this one I will gently sketch, and this one I will gently sketch. And then I can actually do the missing curve here, and also here we have this curve. Okay, let's take a look. Woo, nope, don't rotate. Yeah, a little bit better, but still not really super good. So, for example, these lines I put down now will help me actually understanding plus minus where maybe do I have flat faces and where do I have round faces. And you see when I show you this result or show you this result, and this looks much better. And the key here is really that those outer edges, a lot of pressure, and everything here on a face, we try to sketch really very gentle, so with not much pressure. Also, as you can see here, these two edges look very different because I'm skipping a little bit of details. So let's go ahead and one thin line and another thin line. Let's take a look now. So, see, it already looks a lot better. So let's, way too big. Let's erase this so I can undo it quickly without the line and with these lines. Now you can really feel, oh, this edge goes till there and goes over, and this is actually a vertical edge. And if, for example, we erase this, this line actually now looks like a boundary edge, like it's actually resting on this face and is not going down. So from the top, this actually looks more, we have our back area there, we have this other one there, here goes over and there, but then there it goes at an angle. So this one is this one. But actually with these lines, much easier to read. So the last thing maybe we could do to help readability is find the midpoint. And where was my construction box? There. So let me see. I would like on this face there and there, roughly there and there. Okay, there's number 1. And that's good. So a small line to there. Let's zoom out, and I need my vanishing point quickly. So, because I will, from this midpoint to there, also draw down a gentle mesh center line. See? Not very difficult, not much work actually. The idea is only try to work efficiently with these lines. It's all about helping you to read the surface. Okay, there we are. So that's a process how we could create another extrusion on top, for example, of this box we created first, and I have to go ahead in this layer, and let's erase all the stuff we, technically speaking, are not really able to see. So actually this line in between we can see, which is unfortunate because that's very confusing to the eye. But yeah, whoa, again, there we are. Perfect.